Alright guys, this video was taken on May 14th. It was right about an hour and a half before the high tide. As you can see, I'm using chunks of bunker, and that's what I primarily do, is I use bait. I do like to throw lures once in a while under certain conditions, but I had already lost a fish prior to this, so that's when I turned on my GoPro camera. The water conditions was absolutely perfect. I had 4 ounces on. I was holding perfectly fine. I like to use just the minimum amount of weight where it's not just anchored down, just burrowing in the sand. I like to have it where every once in a while the current will just pick up the weight a little bit, just move it slightly. Obviously, you don't want it just ripping down the beach, which it was a week ago. You're going to see here, right there as a matter of fact, where I got a bite, but then I thought I lost it. Well, what I did was I just let it sit there and soak for a little bit, and you're going to see that the fish came back, or another fish came along and picked it up. In the past, what I've always done is as soon as I got the hit, especially with bluefish around, I've just reeled it back in, just assuming that the bait was gone. And a lot of times I would bring it back in and it was still hooked. It was barely hooked, but it was still hooked. And I realized then that I was probably missing the fish, possibly coming back. So that's one of the things I've learned to do. I won't let it sit there for more than probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds before I do bring it back in, because at that point I do have to check the bait just to make sure that it's still there. As you can see, the fight is on, and this ended up being the biggest bluefish I've caught this season so far. Took it to the bait shop over at Surf City Bait and Tackle, got an affidavit for my fishing club, and the bluefish weighed 18 and a half pounds, just shy. It was just shy of 19 pounds, and it was 39 and 3/4 inches. I don't have the affidavit in front of me. They did do the girth as well, but this fish was, it was a serious fish.
It's a bluefish. Oh yeah. This is a gator. Whew. Oh. No, this is a bluefish.
You're going to see me once I take the hook out of the fish's mouth. I decided at this point that I was going to keep it because of the size of it. I had a good idea that this was going to be my biggest fish, so I wanted to keep it and um, also fillet it up and eat it. Now, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take the knife
Hell
out,
yeah.
my fillet knife
That
that's
thing is
serrated,
huge.
and I'm going to cut the gills on it. And what this will do is it'll actually kill the fish quicker instead of just sitting there on the beach
But it's
suffocating to
harvested.
death in all reality. And what I usually do is stick it in that white bucket upside down just to pump the seawater through the gills as it's just bleeding out. But the fish was so big that I knew he was just going to tip the bucket over. right here, I'm hooked onto another bluefish. You could see that it was very quick, and
Ah,
then
you
I
are.
lost it. So at this point, I knew that there were fish in there in quite a bit of numbers. I decided to throw a AOK. Let me just try to keep my thoughts together. It's an AOK T Hex 2 ounce metal lure. The reason why I chose this was because I was keeping an eye on the guy to my right. You can barely see him, but it's another beach buggy on there, and he saw me catching fish. So I saw him grab up his fishing pole and he started throwing surface poppers. And I realized watching him that he wasn't hooking up. So I decided to throw this, and then you're gonna see right after I cast it that my GoPro camera goes off. What happened was the SD card got full, but I did end up sitting there for about another good hour and a half, just one after another, with this particular lure. So the video is almost done. I appreciate you guys checking it out. This is Jayun Surf Fishing channel, and if you like it, please subscribe and look for any further videos soon to come out. Thank you.